Hi friends, once again welcome to my video. In this video, I am going to give you a clear explanation about Francis Bacon's Of Studies. Before getting into the explanation, let us see some of the important points regarding the essay Of Study. Of Studies was originally published in 1607. The essay Of Studies is the first essay in the series of 10 essays published in 1597. And this essay is one of the masterpieces noted for Francis Bacon's epigrammatic style. And this essay deals with the benefits and uses of studies in one's life. And also, this essay is quite a suitable example for Francis Bacon's Latin vocabulary usage. Before going into the explanation, let us see how this essay was divided into so many divisions and sections by Francis Bacon. So first one is the use of studies, and next the effects of excess use of studies and purpose of studies, and the classification of books, types of books and how to select books, and different types of reading a book, and the various branches of knowledge, and how studies can remedy man's defects. And before going to the explanation, I wish to tell you one thing, that most important and logical points are explained here. The first thing is, studies serve for delight, for ornament and for ability. That is, study as an ability is whatever form brings us joy and enhances our thinking and speaking, writing skills, adding charm to our personality. And studies is always a private activity which people engage in when they are alone or in the privacy of their homes. And it helps them in relaxation after a strenuous routine when the body and mind need to slow down. Reading books gives us intellectual joy and recreation. That is, it shapes our intellectual, helping us to judge things soundly. It enables us to lead our business in a more capable and successful way. Then for ability in the sense, it makes a man perfect. And we have seen some of the advantages of studying. At the same time, there are some disadvantages too. They are, to spend too much time is sloth. That is, overindulgence in studies leads to undesirable consequences, and too much of ornamentation will result in affectation. That is, over usage of wisdom to analyze ordinary commonplace issues may make the man appear vainglorious, and too much of judgments will mislead even a scholar. That is, sticking too much to rules to assess situations, even a normal situation, a common situation, a design and action may invite derision from others. Crafty men condemn studies, simple men admire them, and wise men use them. For they teach not their own use, but that is a wisdom without them and above them won by observation. That is, people who are cunning and deceitful have no appreciation for studies, as they accomplish their objectives through many crooked ways. And come into point of simple men, people are greatly value role of studies, and whereas the wise men inherently draw upon the ideas obtained from their studies while solving life's myriad problems. So read not to contradict and confute, but to believe and take for granted, and find talk and discourse but to weigh and consider. That is, we have to read not for the purpose of argument, not to show ourselves as highly we are eligible or knowledgeable person, whereas we have to use our studies only for consideration and find out how much the content is weighted. So some books ought to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. That is, some books ought to be read only in parts, others to be read but not curiously, and some to be read wholly and with diligence and attention. Books are of varying content, so we have to make use of it in a different manner. That is, some books may be given a cursory reading and some others can be quickly sifted through. That is, important books ought to be read slowly and minutely so as to truly fathom the meaning and underlying sense. This is quite suitable for students. And some books also may be read by deputy, that is, with the help of others, but that would be only in less important arguments. That is, one can use an assistant to read a book and prepare a short summary of it, but it should be followed for obtaining guidance on matters of lesser importance. Reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. That is, reading adds perfection to a man's personality. And discussion, that is, conference with others about the contents of a book, imparts special practical skills to the reader. And coming into the point of writing, it removes all the residual weaknesses and ignorance from the person and enables him to remember the contents of a book. If a man write little, it shows he had to need to have a very good memory. And if he confer little, he must have some present wit. And if he read little, he need to have much cunning to have a presentation over it. So next is, history makes men wise, poets witty, the mathematics subtle, natural philosophy deep, moral grave, logic and rhetoric able to content. That is, studying history makes a man wiser, it seems. And according to Francis Bacon, studying poetry makes a man a writer, and mathematics gives sound logical sense, and philosophy imparts valuable lessons on morality. And next I have noted one Latin vocabulary in order to show you or give you an example for Francis Bacon's usage of Latin vocabulary. That is, append studia and mores is nothing but studies pass into and influence manners. That is, there is no stone or impediment in the wit, but may be wrought out by fit studies, like as diseases of the body may have appropriate exercises. Bowling is good for the stone and reins, and shooting for the lungs and breast, gentle walking for the stomach, riding for the head, and the like. That is, wit is a God-given gift. It is present in everyone, and however, it can be sharpened by selective studying. This is akin to the way certain weaknesses of the human body are cured by appropriate physical exercises. That is, if a man's wit is wandering, let him study mathematics. And if a person is unable to concentrate, he has to study mathematics to focus his wavering mind. Thus, fixed with mathematics, one can restrain the mind from darting off elsewhere. And if his wit be not apt to distinguish or find differences, let him study the schoolmen, for they are chimney sectors, that is, the splitters of hairs. And if a person does not have the ability to discern, he will be benefited by studying schoolmen, as it strains mental ability and develops the art of expression. And if people they are not able to beat over matters and to call upon one thing to prove and illustrate another, let them study the lawyer's cases. So every defect of the mind may have a special receipt. Thus, every deficiency of mind can be addressed by appropriate reading. So I think by now you have got a clear understanding, and explaining tend to have a better understanding over this essay of studies. So at the final stage we can understand that Francis Bacon has beautifully focused and stressed the importance of studies in his essay of studies. So let us see you in the next video. Until then, thank you.